Welcome to the Decks of the Week, and in this video we're going to be discussing 10 unique decks in Marvel Snap, all of which have been carefully designed and curated using a wide variety of sources to ensure that you're getting the best possible decks in Snap in the current moment. What I will tell you is that we actually just got a major OTA, if not the biggest OTA in Marvel Snap's history, which adjusted and changed a whole lot of cards. So I know that a lot of people really wanted this video to come out, so here we are. And one thing I'll note though is that we are working with a limited data set currently because of, well, the proximity to the patch. The patch just dropped, and so we have a very limited data set, so things are in constant flux, which means that if you're not subscribed yet, maybe consider subscribing because it'll keep you up to date with the latest trends in Marvel Snap. For this video specifically, we're going to be talking about 10 unique decks, 5 of which are going to be kind of like, you know, good old faithful redesigned decks based on the changes that you know how to play that are help you get to Infinite and help you do successful runs in Conquest. And then we're going to have a bunch of experimental decks that are utilizing some of the buff cards. And finally, I'm going to showcase one of the most underrated decks in Marvel Snap with an excellent win rate and an extremely competitive cube rate that'll help you gain rank and do well in Conquest. Let's get started. Now, the first thing worth noting here is that Bounce still bounces. People were kind of concerned, like, hey, I like Bounce. Bounce is a fun playstyle. I hope Bounce isn't dead. Well, it's not necessarily dead. It's had some of its ceiling taken down as an immense point slamming deck, but realistically, Hitmonkey, still good. By the way, experimentation with Surfer Hitmonkey, not as good. Bounce Hitmonkey, still damn good. But what I will tell you is that the iteration of the latest Bounce deck has the Collector in it, which was kind of like experimented with and people were playing Collector, but ultimately the Collector, Bast, Hood, Falcon version of Bounce kind of like gave way for the other version of Bounce, which became much more prevalent, but now it's back. And part of this is simply because it has a very consistent play pattern. It puts up a lot of points with the newly redesigned Kitty Pryde, which allows Kitty Pryde not to get so vertical, but you get a little added value from Collector and others, specifically with Falcon. I really like how the deck plays, generally speaking. I do agree that Chavez is an absolutely necessary card, specifically in Conquest, because if you're in Conquest, it allows you to do your large play on turn 5, have a consistent play on turn 6, but most importantly, it improves your draws, because if you have something like a Kitty Pryde in your starting hand, it still represents a borderline snap condition. Spider-Ham did get nerfed, but is still absolutely fantastic. Does feel like it's less of a combo piece and more of just a good card. It feels like it's in the right spot as a 2-2. But generally speaking, Bounce, if you're someone who's really looking forward to playing more Bounce, it still seems very competitive. Its win rate is hovering in the high 57%, 58 percentile range. Again, a limited data set, but still a very competitive deck. High Evolutionary remains a very consistent deck in the current meta and one that you can turn to if you're looking to be successful in Conquest and in rank. The current highest win rate iteration includes Evolutionary Lockdown. The reason why Evolutionary Lockdown is so good is because it has a very favorable matchup against Bounce, where you're restricting locations, taking away space, and basically making their play extremely difficult. I love the addition of Daredevil and Professor X Spider-Man, which gives you the opportunity to very predictably lock down locations with success. The inclusion of Jeff provides you with a lot of synergy with something like a Professor X in the event you don't have a Daredevil and you whiff on it. The Storm Cyclops combination is still one of the strongest in the game. Cyclops probably remaining one of the most overpowered cards in the entire game. And ultimately, it's just a good deck. It's a damn good deck. Its win rate is relatively high, and it has very consistent matchups. Like, it's a very good deck for you if you're looking for something that can consistently win cubes and be reliable. Staying within the realm of control, we have Thanos Control, which is a very aggressive ramp-style deck that provides you with opportunities to get things like Professor X out on turn 4 to lock down locations and essentially get an advantage over your opponent, specifically if they're playing meta-based bounce decks. Now, what's fascinating about this list is that you have multiple opportunities to ramp. You have the Psylocke, which is an obvious ramp card, but of course, that allows you to get your Professor X out on turn 4, which could be, honestly, a huge boon to you. You also get the Time Stone, which is huge, but you also get the generation, the constant card draw of all the others, the trading capabilities of the Soul Stone, and obviously you have the reach of Claw, of Jeff and others. You have the Iron Lad, which provides you with additional opportunities to hit that Professor X. Yes, you're gambling a little bit, but if you're using your deck tracker, you're able to basically anticipate the kind of cards you're going to be hitting, which is pretty damn good. Ultimately, Thanos Control is a high rollies type casino deck, but is very fixated on aggressive ramping. You essentially always want to play with the most amount of energy you can, trying to cheat out as many opportunities to get ahead of your opponent as possible. Shuri and Sauron have been one of the most consistent archetypes in Marvel Snap for a few weeks, with a very straightforward play pattern that can most certainly get you to infinite and to get you those infinite tickets in Conquest. The advantage to this deck is quite simple. It has relatively straightforward matchups, it plays a very straightforward play pattern, and most importantly, it competes very well at high power levels and gives you the versatility of things like Shuri into Vision, into, Taskmaster, and of course you have the Kitty Pryde that helps round out your play. Of course you can be playing your Ebony Maw on turn 6 as well. There's definite different play patterns that you can approach the game with, but most importantly, the thing I really like about this deck is that it's easy to play, and that if you have these inexpensive tools, because really, it has no Series 4 and 5 cards. Yes, it technically has Kitty Pryde, which is like, Alex, Kitty Pryde Series 5, but pretty much everyone has it because it was given out to everyone for free, and so realistically, the cost to play this deck is pretty inexpensive compared to some of the others. So if you're a free-to-play player and you're looking for something that gives you an opportunity to win games, this just might be it. I'm super excited for this next part of the video where we're going to be discussing a number of decks that essentially are using the brand new OTA buffed cards in new decks that are highly experimental and, well, a word of caution, they're still being reiterated upon. And in the future Decks of the Week video, we're going to have more concise lists for them, so tread carefully and make some changes, make some adjustments, experiment a little. These are great starting points, but again, be creative. Deck crafting is a fun thing, and we're in a great time in Marvel Snap where the meta is all shifting and crazy, and this is a deck that I think is emerging very quickly, the Magical Nimrod Destroy deck. Now, with the change to Magic basically being a 3-2 now that can be played earlier on, like turn 3, 4, or 5, you get a much more consistent effect from the Limbo because you're getting it out on turn 3, you don't have to waste your turn 5 on it, so that opens up a whole new kind of bunch of opportunities, specifically for something like a Destroy deck. Just think about it. If you have a turn 7, you play turn 3 Magic, turn 4 Shuri, turn 5 Nimrod, and then what do you do here? You could destroy her and then burst the Nimrods all over the place, and then Zola again. You could destroy her and then null. You can Zola then null. You can null then Zola. There's so many different ways now that you could approach this game state. You could ramp out with Electro, destroy that Electro with Venom, and then have the extra energy and then do the combinations again. There are so many different play patterns that make this deck so fun to play. My initial strategies while piloting it have indicated that there are multiple kind of winning conditions and ways you can approach those final turns to make the most of this deck. Regardless, I think the Destroy is in a really fascinating place right now, and this new deck is leading the way. Before I show this next deck, I just gotta say that it would appear that Magic is by far the most enticing of the OTA patched cards. It is by far the one that's being experimented the most right now, and this deck is hilarious. It's the Magic Trick Surfer deck, and I actually think this is hilarious because it has this it's going to be only good for a few days until people figure it out. So if you're like, Alex, I want to get the infinite in the next 24 hours, this might actually be the one to help you do it. Basically, the idea is here, you're playing a Surfer deck, right? And you have Magic, you create Limbo, and your opponent's like, oh look, it's turn 7. I have a turn 7. How exciting is that? And then on turn 5, you play Sarah, and on turn 6, you play Rhino, you destroy the Limbo, and then you basically play your Maximus Surfer and you win the game. It's that simple, right? It's actually hilarious. The idea of intentionally destroying your own Limbo location as a pure bait play is kind of funny. Now there are a couple different versions of this deck going around. Some people are taking Rhino out and including Storm, right? Including Juggernaut again and stuff like that. I like Rhino in my experimentation because Rhino literally just has 1 extra power and does the same damn thing. People are also alternatively cutting Goose out and running good old Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch does basically the same thing. It just gets rid of the location. The only thing with Scarlet Witch is it's less clean with you're using less energy. However, what's worth noting is it still has the same power as Rhino, but you have a chance to screw yourself with the location, right? That's the only thing. Scarlet Witch sometimes chooses violence. But regardless, I think this deck's a bit of a meme. Once people figure out that oh, you played Magic and you're playing Surfer, I wonder what you're gonna do. So it might be good just for a day or two until people are like, okay man, I get it. But in the meantime, have fun. It's kind of wild. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Alex, you just showed me a Silver Surfer deck. Why the hell are you showing me another Silver Surfer deck? Well, the answer is simple. The other one was kind of a meme. This one here is the one that a lot of people are really trying to experiment with, and people are like, listen, they want to make Negative Surfer work, and so this is the deck that Ash of the Inverted Iron Man, bring back something like a Psylocke to ramp on the Disgusting, and the card's just Computation is going to come out of the cool enough. Like, yeah, it's just weird, but I don't know if it's it, honestly. Drop in Human Torch puns. But realistically, what this deck's all about is Ghost Spider, the newly buffed OTA Ghost Spider, a 1/2 that's still a bounce protector of the Bass, which basically, frankly, they really want to challenge requests for Dawn and As of Kind. So they're rolling the dice on these 25% new cards, and then they're like, Alex, I got Hela, I got Tribunal, let's make some violence happen. And so here we go. And the advantage to this deck, of course, is that you do have the newly buffed Magic, which you can play on turn 3, which is nice because traditionally you had her on turn 5, but then like your hand would get stuffed. So you can play Magic on turn, Invisible Pad, and pull out Hela, right? Cool. But honestly, like the 6/9 power of the discard, which you can Tribunal, is not getting nerfed. Like it's just not going to get nerfed. Like it just has a whole bunch of pieces that just work really well together. The Invisible Woman.
Okay.
Flame on!
Huh. Okay, good to know. Wow, okay. Well, he definitely won't blow up his own demon. Go for it, bud. Okay.
Oh, snap!
Alright, we are not trying that again. Wow. Okay. Kind of drawing crap right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wind, aid my hand.
Sweet mother. What did I become? Morbius?
I am Iron Man.
Funny thing is, I might still win,
Opponent snapped.
but I'm not gonna snap on that. Actually,
Victory.
bet you didn't see that one coming. Okay, well, might as well try. Okay. That's rude. Magic. Yeah. was gonna send that my way, wasn't Okay, well, hell is in my hand. Well, here's what I'll do. Just for you, buddy.
Snap!
Oh. Man. Hold up. No, I definitely lost.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
That's nice. Let's get this garbage out of here. Oh my god, stop shuffling junk. Okay, let's do friggin', I don't know. Oh, dear lord. Well, now I know exactly where you want to, Galactus. Galactus would lose you there.
Opponent snapped.
Oh, I forgot to load the evolution. Man, fuck this game. Yeah, I think just upgrading you to a Hulk is probably better.
Oh, snap.
He could probably flood it with more than I could. Oh, that's rude.
Wind, aid my hand.
Damn, okay.
Enough said, bub. Enough said, bub.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Opponent snapped.
Ah, crap.
Escaped.
Oh, damn.
Victory.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, this whole magic trick, not really feeling it. Let's take out magic, take out item, and bring back a storm and juggernaut. So let's come here. That's unique. And Shuri is apparently the best now. And yeah, I prefer this version over the Kitty Pryde version. This'll be fun.
Snap.
Wait, Gambit? I didn't realize he got... Ugh, damn. Damn it. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Well, hoping for the best. Oh, wait, there's another turn. I did completely forget about that.
Victory!
Bye-bye. Well, I don't see any reason. जी क्या हाँ मैं कर लूँगा
Opponent
कर लोगे
snapped.
अच्छा
मैं आ रहा हूँ थोड़ी देर में पिक करने आपको।
ठीक है
Victory!
Let's go get him.
ठीक है ठीक है फिलहाल मैं ठीक हूँ फिलहाल मैं ठीक हूँ
Let's go get him.
Why'd you take that path? You gave it your best shot.
Let's do this.
My leg. We did good.
Let's go!